I'm invited along to speak to you about Hub South West Scotland and who we are and how to work with us and the opportunities contained therein. But also really want to, I don't know if there's anybody in the room that actually I haven't spoken to already, because it feels like I've spoken to half a Hampden this morning, so excuse me if I'm a wee bit hoarse. But the hub model, just keen to get a wee bit more information out there, because something that's come across to me is that maybe not that many people are aware of hub, of the background to it and the reasons why we've been set up to deliver infrastructure in the way that we do. So to kick us off, I just wanted to go through that, and then later on I'll come through to speaking about the areas that's close to my heart, obviously, which is social value and how that's very much integrated and ingrained into the work that Hub South West Scotland does with our Tier 1 contractors, with our partners and with our supply chain, and how I'm very keen to meet with people today and work with you in future and in partnership to explore some of those options and how we can deliver social value and make that positive impact in our communities through the delivery of our construction projects. But before I do that, we'll give you a bit of an overview in terms of Hub South West. So we were established as one of 5 separate hubcos across the 5 different regions of Scotland. So Hub South West, we are sponsored by the Scottish Futures Trust, and we are part owned by the Scottish Government and our local authority partners. So they're invested in what we do, and they're invested in for us delivering for their communities. It's a 20 to 25-year public partnership. We're in about 10 years into that just now, near enough. And you can see my maths is really good there, established in 2012. We represent about kind of 20% of the Scottish population, and really our business model is to provide the public sector with that cost-effective route to market. Always kind of say we are playing that sort of precarious role of ensuring that the big bad public-private sector doesn't kind of pull down the public sector's pants when it comes to the procurement process, and making sure that they're providing a fair and reasonable costing programme. So we have that in-house expertise to ensure that we're able to work with our public sector partners and our private partners to meet in the middle and create a programme which is cost effective and provides the most effective value for the public purse as well as for the communities as well. And you can see there from some of the projects in the background how that we have delivered that over the past 12 years through the various different awards and recognitions that the projects have received. It kind of tells a bit of its own story, but I think it also shows that, with the work that we do across these various different sectors, that idea of quality, the idea of maximising value for the public purse is really integral to the hub model. And the hub model itself, as you can see, we work with that number of sectors there. At the moment, from the procurement side of things, predominantly education, estates and social housing development are the 2 kind of big areas for us at the moment. Historically, we have operated in various different other areas as well, but we work with our local authority partners predominantly to deliver those programmes. But as you can see here, we have a range of different other stakeholders who we deliver our projects for. So for those of you who are looking to perhaps engage with Hub in future, as you can see the kind of breadth of the different opportunities here. We hope to be bringing some more of these opportunities to market over the coming months and years. So our little mission statement is, as you can see here, again, it's just re-emphasising those points about that, creating value, about being efficient, continuous improvement, delivering quality, and maximising that spend for the public purse. So that really focuses on that idea of creating local jobs, skills investment, and building regional economies. And we do that through working with suppliers, through initiatives such as this. We have our own in-house supplier development initiatives as well, which we are really passionate about and which our Tier 1s are very supportive of, to enable the wider supply chains across the territories to gain opportunities and gain exposure to the Tier 1s and the Tier 1Bs and the contracts that are coming down that line. So that's something that takes up a lot of our time, is working with suppliers and working across the territories to ensure that we are creating that building that regional wealth, or at least playing our part in doing that. So this is a horrible slide, so I won't spend too much time going through that, but I hope it just kind of emphasises the point that the partnership model and the idea of delivering quality and efficiency for the public purse is something that's really integral to the hub model. And looking at those value goals there, it's the type of thing you will come to expect from anybody that engages with the public sector and that delivers infrastructure for the public purse. It's integral that we do maximise value for money, that we deliver quality, and that we do that in a way that obviously builds and supports the communities impacted by us. So whilst we are kind of over-egging the pudding a wee bit there, I think it is really important just to emphasise that this is public money and that we take that very seriously, that we have a role to play and our partners have a role to play, our suppliers have a role to play in ensuring that we are maximising that value through our partnership work and through delivering the quality and the areas that are delivering that continuous improvement and ensuring that we are maximising quality for the public spend. So looking at why the public sector have chosen Hub South West is, again, looking through those kind of key areas there in terms of the speed of procurement, the value for money. These are things that are really critical for local authorities now more than ever, with the various spending challenges which they have at the moment. And enables us to really kind of drive that continuous improvement through our own in-house development teams. We retain our own in-house development that enables us to grow and develop and have that continuous improvement model, which can then support the local authorities with any churn they might have. So we have that consistency there. And when I speak about community wealth building as one of the kind of integral parts of what we do, we're not an anchor institution, but we sort of have an anchor institution roles to play insofar as we're not a framework, we're not a construction company that will be there for 18 months and then go away and then, we have to reinvent the wheel every time we're there. The benefit of the Hub partnership model enables us to be that sort of anchor type institution whereby we have that regional focus and that regional presence to enable us to look at more wider initiatives and more wider planning to really raise the profile of the economic investment in the area. So our outputs across the territories that we spoke about there, as you can see, we have delivered a substantial amount of infrastructure. We're very close to delivering our 1,000th affordable housing unit, which is something we're really proud about in Hub South West Scotland. But again, this is just a snapshot of the Hub South West model, which looks at those territories of Ayrshire, Lanarkshire and Dumfries and Galloway. Our hub partners and the rest of the country are delivering similar sort of numbers in terms of investment and infrastructure across the country. And the Tier 1 contractors who we work with, as you can see here, are some of the biggest players in Scotland and the UK. And our Tier 1B contractors are every bit as valuable. Ashley are here with us today in support, along with a number of other different contractors who are available for you to speak to. We bring our contractors on that journey with us when we talk about supplier development and economic development. It's really important to us that our suppliers who have been carefully pre-selected on that basis alongside other points, but social value and supplier development is one of those kind of key areas where we do score our contractors to ensure that they are fully aligned to our values, which also mirror the values of the Scottish Government and the local authorities for which we operate for. So all of these contractors, and you can see here, more than happy for you to approach at the stand later on if anybody looks to, is looking for introductions or any information about onboarding with the supply chain process. We're actually in the middle of a supplier development event in Lanarkshire just now. I've seen some of the participants here today who have given the opportunity to go round the 5 Tier 1 contractors and speak to them directly, speak to their procurement leads on a one-to-one basis to try and grow their business, enable them to, again, gain that exposure to the pipeline that we have. So hopefully some of you are here today, might be participating in the next supplier development event we run. But like I said, I'd be more than happy for you to pop up and have a chat with me at the construction zone later on today about those opportunities to engage with our Tier 1s and our Tier 1Bs. So moving on to my favourite part is the social value and community wealth building side of things. So we as a business owned by the Scottish Government, again, as you can see, it's more than just bricks and mortar. We really care about the communities in which we operate in, the impact and how we impact them. And the developing suppliers, which is the area I'm focusing on today, obviously given that the supplier development programme is a really integral part of that. So over the period, again, not this horrible big slide, but we cannot. I think the numbers that we see there sort of quantifies how our approach to construction isn't just bricks and mortar. It's about ensuring that we are playing our part and doing what we can do to raise that sort of the regional economies. Through skills development, creating, bridging the skills gap through working with suppliers and creating benefiting SMEs to develop their growth through exposing them to the pipeline of our Tier 1s, and then all the other things you can see that a responsible contractor, a responsible partnership does offer. So these are things which we do ask our suppliers to get involved in, and it's a really beneficial thing for their business, to help their business grow and develop as well, to be involved in community initiatives, school STEM programmes. I've never once seen anybody turn up to one of these things and leave with a frown in their face. It's always something that's very beneficial to the contractors who get engaged with it. It helps them grow their business too. And sometimes when you look at these things, you know, they can seem a little bit as a kind of pat in the back kind of side of things, but I like to show this because this isn't me. I haven't done any of this. This is the work and the effort of our contractors and our supply chain who have gone out and put in the hard graft, done the extra work to ensure that they are making a really positive impact in our communities. And I think it's such an important thing to highlight the good work that they've done there. And as I mentioned previously, our approach to developing to supply development is probably best typified by this build programme, which I referenced earlier on. So this is a programme that we run annually across our 3 territories. And it basically enables the SMEs to participate who works with in collaboration with the local authorities on the programme to gain that one-to-one exposure with our Tier 1s and our Tier 1Bs to develop their business through a series of workshops, looking at areas such as employment law, procurement, how to bid better when it comes to construction, and looking at areas that are dominating the landscape. So if it be maybe net zero or fire regulation changes, we can work with our Tier 1s and our Tier 1Bs to filter that message down across SMEs, across the territories, and enable them to grow and develop their understanding of working within the construction sector in Scotland. So this is something that, again, I'm very happy to speak to any prospective suppliers about today. Like I said, I can see a few faces that I recognise in the crowd who have been along today. They're not throwing eggs at me, so I can only assume we've done a reasonably decent job of it. But for any of you who are keen to find out a wee bit more, please come and have a wee chat with me. We've already actually managed to start filling the books for next year's build programme, so I'll be delighted to get a few more names today and help you develop your business by, again, getting that exposure with the Tier 1s and getting you in front of their pipeline and enabling you to understand what areas you might want to focus on to help you win more work within the Tier 1s and the Tier 1Bs. So as I mentioned previously, Hub South West are one of 5 hubcos across Scotland, and we all take that very considered approach to how we carry out our projects by looking at that community investment angle and looking at how we are making a positive social impact. And just to kind of give that wee bit of, again, a demonstration of that collective output and how the hub how the hub model really is delivering value for money for the Scottish Government and for the communities across the country. We have, as you can see with the numbers here, we've generated significant amounts of reinvestment of the public purse, and this is something which we continue to do, and we can only do through working with dedicated suppliers who buy into what we're looking to achieve through our Tier 1s and our Tier 1Bs right the way down to, you know, the subcontractors on those lists as well. We really do rely on everybody there to play their part and to support us in quantifying these outputs here. But I think it demonstrates that across the board the model is working and it is delivering a positive impact for the communities across the country, and it's something that we're really keen to work with you today. It might be for those of you who haven't heard of Hub before, who are looking to potentially on board with us or work with our Tier 1s. I hope this gives you a bit of an overview in terms of how important maximising the social value side of things is to as a business, and how you can play your part in that. We'd be really keen and excited to learn from you and to hear from you and to hear what your ideas might be and how you can help us on that next step of the journey. So I hope that gives a bit of an overview in terms of who Hub are for those of you who I haven't spoken to already. Just about enough saliva to keep me going to say thank you very much. And if there's any questions, you can find me up in the construction zone with my colleagues from Ashley. But no, I just wanted to say thank you for your attention and enjoy the rest of Meet the Buyer. Cheers. Thank you.